Hi! Welcome to the Canada Guns Episode 4 talk show. I want a cross-border relationship, damn it. With us today is Grover. Then we have a Drill the Hunting Gear guy.
Yo.
We have Crazy from Reddit.
Hi.
Air China Pilot from Reddit.
Oh.
And Andrew from Reddit too.
Hi.
And from Reddit and the land of the free and the home of the brave, we have Bartman.
Hello.
Who will talk to us right now, right off the bat, because we want to hear it about suppressors.
Well, they're awesome, if you haven't known. So you should definitely, if you have a chance, buy one. They're illegal up there, though. You guys can't have them, can you?
Yeah,
A
no.
little bit.
Not at
No.
all.
It's only
Not
legal if you
at
get
all?
caught.
Completely unable to get them unless you're law enforcement, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have 3 right now just to cover all my bases. I have a 45 caliber pistol can. I guess we start out with. This is an Osprey. They seem to be all the rage for the FNXT. They're pretty cool. Direct thread on, has a little lever down here in the bottom. You just pop it out to index your can. So if you wanted to, you could like mount it on your gun, like have it sideways or some stupid shit like that, or up like that, and you could lock it down. So
what is
That
the
thing is-
what is the gat I'm looking at there?
that's my FNXT 45
Sweet.
RMR and TLR1 HL.
Cool.
And can you pull out the mag and look and show us the back of it?
The back of the mag.
The back of the mag.
Oh,
you
now I
mean
know
the thing
what you're
that says
doing.
that?
Oh come
Ah,
on.
God
Here.
damn it.
How there's no rivet pinning it to 10 rounds.
Why you gotta do that to us, Clover? Why can't you just leave it be?
Well, because he was going to do it, and I might as well do it.
No, I would have never even thought about that, man. You're just twisting the knife in your own countryman's back.
God damn it,
Damn
Clover.
straight. That's what I do.
God damn it.
Uh,
Sorry, I need to go and make myself feel better about something that costs too much down in the States.
yes, yes.
This costs $1,500 or $2,000 now, is it?
For an SVT-40?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I think they were.
No. They're not that much. They're like
Yeah, I was thinking
Oh,
like
yes.
12, I was thinking like 1,200.
Really? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I feel better now.
Yeah, I think about
That's
12.
rough.
Because they have
I could be off, but I'm not a milsurp guy really, so.
They've had a long-standing trade embargo against Russia, so they can't get these down there, and that's why we have them.
Yeah, the SKSs are more pricey out there too.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
550
They
to 600, I think.
Jeez, man.
Too much.
It's like
No, because like
180 on sale up here.
yeah, an SKS back when my buddies all bought them, they were $129. You got a 4, the big spam can. Now for a decent Yugo, you're looking like $325. I got a couple 2 years ago for like $325 and $225. They're decent copies, but
SKSs?
yeah.
So the Yugos, you guys have Russians or?
No.
Yeah, we have Russians are more rare, but they fetch about $500.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, no, the Russians here are like $250.
Yeah.
Even less, 219.
No.
Yeah, man, Clover. I'm telling you, they go on sale at a local gun store for me for like 180.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, yeah, you're right, because Canadian Tire, actually, that's one of the top posts on Canada Guns that we're going to talk about.
We are kind of digressing from the point of suppressors here now.
Yeah, that's
That's filler time. It doesn't matter. You all get around back to it.
So I got a question about, I heard there's now an easier way to get them through something called an NFA trust. What
Yeah.
the fuck is that?
All right, I have an NFA trust, and basically what it is, it's like a legal entity. Basically, it's a piece of paper that says I can own these weapons, or like my NFA stuff. I put it in that trust. That way, it's not registered to me as an individual. So I can have my wife on there and like my kids on there for beneficiaries. So like when I die or pass or something, they can take those things over without having to pay the $200 fee transfer. Because
Oh,
you could do it on a form. Is it Form 5? I think is a tax-free death beneficiary transfer. So, I mean,
So is this like an
investment?
paper corporation or?
I don't know. It's not a corporation. It's just a thing. It's just a legal entity. It's like an LLC.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Okay.
Like, is this something you talk to your accountant about? Like, it's an investment, maybe?
Oh
No?
no. This is just a hobby. You don't invest in guns. I mean, I just bought a machine gun, which is quite a bit of money, but
Like,
What's
can you
that,
trade
China?
it? Can you sell it? Can you sell it? Can you trade it?
oh, the trust.
Yeah.
I assume you could. I don't know. I'm not illegal. I would never sell it. There's no
See,
reason for me to.
China, it makes no sense for you to try to sell it because you can just get one, and I mean, there would be no benefit from selling it. That just
Yeah. You just have it as like a vehicle to keep your NFA items in, so you don't have to go in and see. It's basically a runaround because what the big thing was, like, our local chief law enforcement officer wouldn't sign off for trusts. I mean, wouldn't sign off on the individual forms to submit, so you had to get a trust because you couldn't submit as an individual.
Weird.
And
Yeah,
then you're
it's-
saying that the trust makes it easier to transfer this to your wife or your kids by adding them to the trust or transferring ownership of the trust to them. So that way, I assume otherwise, when you die, if you died, when you die, whenever, they'd have to pay the $200 re-registration fee to get your NFA controlled items.
Yeah, you can. Well, it's to avoid all that crap, basically. But it is basically the initial reason to get it was to get around the LEO sign off, because they wouldn't do it for individuals in the county they live in.
bastards.
Yeah, but it worked out better in the long run. Except they kind of screwed us over that 41p stuff, but it's different. Whatever.
Now, you just said you bought a machine gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a Mac 11 9mm. I don't have it yet. It probably won't be here for at least another 5
You
months.
just got it, so that's like what, 5 months?
Yeah, gotta wait for the stamp to clear. So
Jeez.
It's pretty cool though.
yeah,
Yeah. What's interesting about those Mac 11s is the register part is the lower, right?
yeah.
So just like with an AR-15, there is a growing market for you to slap on whatever you want as an upper. So potentially you could slap on any and all uppers at different barrel lengths, different configurations.
You're talking about this right here.
Yeah, that.
Sick.
Yeah. So
Oh.
yeah. Hold on, I can grab the damn it. I need to get
Yeah, similar how you can switch calibers and barrel lengths and everything with an AR-15. Instead of getting an M16 lower, you can get a Mac 11 lower, which is significantly cheaper nowadays.
This is what a Mac 11 lower looks like. This is a semi-auto one that I bought just because it was like $4, but it just fits in there like this. You can see how it would fit in like that,
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
and that runs the gun. But it'll have
What's the overall
stock
length on that?
What?
Overall length on that when you got the upper on there?
Oh, I have no idea. Doesn't
Okay.
matter. It's a machine gun.
No, I just wanted to get an idea of like
I
physical
was gonna say
size,
it doesn't
like a picture
matter.
in my head.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll probably be about that long. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
By the way, Adriel, I don't know if you know, but you're muted. I don't know if you want to be.
Yeah, I know.
muted.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
muting in between.
Okay. And any other cans you got, Bart?
Yeah, I've got my harvester here. This is what I use for my 7mm mag. My hunting rifle, mostly. This one is a direct thread. Where'd my tool go here? But what you can do is, if you want to make these really quick, and if you want to put on different rifles, is you can screw out the bottom portion. The holes.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little bit quick because I can't imagine that fits into a gun case when you've got it on a hunting rifle.
Oh yeah, it does. I've got
It's-
my safe's like 6 feet tall.
So you're allowed to hunt with suppressors on in your state?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
How quiet is it?
This takes a 7mm Magnum about down to, I'd say, like 5.56 in terms of like muzzle blast and recoil.
Damn.
7 mag is a big round, so.
To take it apart like that is just for cleaning, or do you need to like replace the baffles in them?
No, this one's a mono, or it's sealed except for this. This is just, you take this off and I just leave this on the rifle. That way I wouldn't have to worry about, I mean, because you can take this off and store this up, make it shorter, That way you can just leave this on the rifle, and then you don't need a tool because you can just unscrew it by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do suppressors wear out over time?
No, not if you buy a decent, factory-made one. You'd have the amount of money you would spend running that amount of ammo through it to actually wear it out would be, hundreds of thousands of, rounds, which would be more than the cans would ever be worth. I'm sure you could probably do it, but the amount of ammo you'd expend doing it your cost wouldn't even be an issue. You'd be like buying suppressors out the ass because you'd spend millions of dollars on rounds to burn them out.
I was wondering because I'd had a Norwegian guy tell me that apparently he heard about suppressors wearing out or some shit, so I just wanted to clarify on that.
I could definitely see that in Europe because Europe I could see them being expendable because they are so cheap. In Europe you can go get them for like $100 over the counter, so I could see that being more of a wear item and make them cheap. When I spent $800 for a can, I want that thing to last a long fucking time.
So speaking of costs, what are the cost of a suppressor sans the tax stamp?
Like this Osprey here was I think it was like $700. The Harvester here was $525 before stamp. So for each one of these, you have to have $200 of that. So that $525 is $725. And then I got my SDN6 here on one of my SBRs. This is a 30 caliber can, but I run it just on 5.56 because it works. And I have T51 mounts on all my ARs, so I can run this on any of my 5.56, 300 Blackout, or 308s.
So that muzzle device allows you to slap on that suppressor easily on any rifle that has that muzzle device, right?
Yep, because I can just take it like this. You're ready to go.
That's cool.
Instant James Bond.
Yep.
Right.
Well, speaking of James Bond, that was another stupid question I wanted to ask. There was at least one movie where he fires a single shot with a suppressor on his PPK, then immediately starts unscrewing it. He'd torch the fuck out of his hands, wouldn't he?
No, not from one shot. Especially not from a pistol. Because you gotta put at least 3 mags through this before it gets too hot to touch. With a rifle can, you'll burn the shit out of your hand, but it'll take a couple rounds. One round won't do it.
Also, Crazy, I think I know which movie you're talking about, but they actually had to make a special muzzle device for that particular shot because the director didn't want the character to sit there unscrewing the can for 30 seconds. Instead, there was a detent or something and a post so that he clicked it in place and turned it and it locked in place. But that wasn't a real suppressor because it's the movies. But
I swear this one he shot and then did spend the time unscrewing it from the gun.
Oh.
Yeah.
This was one of the This was one of the Sean Connery movies, way back in the 60s.
It's not. Because this is how long it takes to screw a silencer on. Seeing this ready to go there. So that was less than 20 seconds.
Yeah, but that doesn't look cool. According to that director, it didn't look cool.
Well, that was the thing. He did it after the shot and then slowly started to twist the silencer off after the guy was.
Maybe it was supposed to be secretly phallic.
Yeah. Which could be the tagline of just about every single one of James Bond movies.
So, for all the people who haven't shot with suppressors, here, obviously all of us except yourself, I've never shot a suppressor. How quiet is it? If I was in the next room, would I be able to hear it?
Oh yeah.
On this gun here, the loudest thing that you hear when you actually shoot it is like this. That and the bullet hitting the actual target. That's the loudest thing you hear because 45 is stupid quiet. If you've ever heard a paintball gun is louder than what this gun is suppressed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. On a 5.56 with this can on this gun, it sounds like a 22 LR. It's still not hearing safe, but not you don't hear the muzzle blast.
Usually.
Yeah. It makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at a video on Reddit, and I got to try and find it, but it's a video of a suppressor where these guys had one where it's one of the ones you can pour water on to make it quieter. But anyway.
Running it wet, yeah.
Yeah. So they did that, and it actually sounded like a movie. Like it was pretty much silent. Like they were all standing around, no ear protection at all. I think it was 45, but
Yeah, actually, I run propylene glycol in mine because it lasts a little bit longer in water,
okay.
and it doesn't leave any residue. But yeah, I take a syringe and squirt a couple cc's in that in the silencer before you run it, and it's a little bit quieter.
I gotta try and find the video. Just give me a second.
Some of them run, what is it, like steel wool or another kind of a temporary buffer in there as well?
I haven't heard about that. I don't know. That seemed like a bad idea.
wool.
Like if you catch a bullet.
I thought some of them ran a packing of some kind.
Oh, you mean like a wipe?
I mean, I don't have one sitting around here, so.
Yeah, like some suppressors for like 22s use disposable wipes in there. It's like a little piece of rubber. Instead of having like regular baffles, they have that, and then they get shot out after a while.
Is there any advantage over the real set of baffles?
You know, there probably is, but I don't know the science behind it. I imagine it's just size. You know, size and weight. Being super small.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the
totally.
freaking the cans, like a Silencer Coast Sparrow, those things are hardly bigger than a freaking highlighter.
Yeah, but they're also made of like 21st century metals. A lot of the wipe designs are from like the early 1900s.
Right. Because I remember reading about those British suppressed
The well rod?
machine guns that, or
Machine
like,
gun.
or submachine guns that eventually wore themselves out. Like you could only run so many because it was integrally suppressed, and the gun became useless for its intended purpose after only a few hundred rounds.
Are you
Yeah,
talking
it's a well rod.
Behind the suppressor.
Okay, no. For a second there, I thought you were talking about like World War II. I thought you were talking about the Paris gun, because I remember they had to redo the rifling on that every time they shot it. It was a big rifle that they put on the border with Germany, and they
No.
actually
The Paris gun? I'm talking about a freaking handgun, man.
No. All I heard was it got useless after a couple rounds, and I thought you said World War II. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh, it was during World War II.
Because I know that British had a pistol called the well rod that was basically it had a magazine, but you had to cock it after each shot. I literally know about that because of playing Sniper Elite, but
Yeah.
There's the video that I was talking about. If anyone wants to look at it later. But
Yeah,
it's the Silencer Osprey.
that got reposted on Guns a shitload, and then the mods had a hissy fit, right, Bart?
Bart, another question here is, does it affect the felt recoil when you have the suppressor on versus not?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially like on the hunting one with the 7 mag. This thing's got a big break on the end of it. And also with the bolt gun, especially, all that gas that's going in here is kind of pulling everything forward. So it takes the recoil of that 7mm Magnum, and it's barely like 22 mag now. Before sighting it in, I took 12 shots and I was sore for a week and a half. It was almost,
fuck.
It's bad. And then
You
now,
shot that 12 times? Good on you.
well, when you're sighting it in, you have to get it there. But now I'd sit there and go through a box easy if it wasn't like $50. So.
Yep.
So, I've heard of the Hearing Suppressor Act, where basically they're trying to get Congress to completely deregulate suppressors in the United States. Do you think it has any hope in hell of passing?
I don't know. I doubt it because people don't understand them. And I also don't think most of the suppressor manufacturers want it to pass because they kind of lose their monopoly.
I mean, yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Kind of why the NRA doesn't go and push for the the unbanning of Chinese and Russian guns too, doesn't help American manufacturers.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, there's way too much political bullshit behind that besides just straight up,
having access to the Chinese and other shit that isn't available in the U.S., I can tell you that I don't know if it would really affect it that much because just the quality of the guns coming over from China.
Isn't that great?
I've had maybe like half a dozen Chinese guns. I don't own any Chinese guns anymore because they're all trash.
I bought a Chinese AR, and then my dad liked it so much that he bought a Chinese AR.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
hit or miss.
It's
The
hit or
quality
miss.
control is
Like,
just-
What brand is
like
the
the fucking
Chinese
M305s. Like the
Norinco.
M305s.
Oh yeah.
Like no, the M305. Everybody here is like, oh, I want to get my little 22, and I want to get a Mosin, and then I'm gonna get an M305. And I don't even know how many times I've heard it in like the last 6 months. Literally, they're like, yeah, I got an M305. Then a week later, they're making a post. My M305 doesn't work. How do I make it work?
Yeah, you have to go and visit Hungary and do one of his clinics, and after like 2 weekends, he tells you how to make it into a real gun.
Yep. And
For another
don't forget,
$1,000.
after $1,000 put into a $500 gun, the gun will work.
At the same rate, though, you get a Springfield, which costs $2,000, and it might work off the bat, but then if you want to go and put the stocks and shit on it that you put on your other gun, you're another $1,000. Now you got a $3,000 gun that works just as well as a $1,500.
Yeah, but if we had Monkey Masher in here, he'd just tell you, skip the fucking M14 altogether, because that.
Oh, I got a buddy who keeps talking about wanting one when he finally gets his gun license.
Yeah, tell him not to waste $500 on that, because Adriel, didn't you do a big write-up on the N305 and just?
Oh yeah,
how okay
I've owned
it
like
is?
4 of them. They're okay, but I mean, like as an extensible platform, the AR is just like it's not even a comparison. The AR-15 is like 10 times the platform that the M14 is. It's more accurate. It's more extensible. You can mount optics on it properly. The ergonomics on it aren't crap. And on the M14, the safety, for example, the safety's in a terrible location. It's just begging for an ED.
Where is it exactly?
It's in front of the trigger guard.
Isn't it the push and?
Oh, you mean like on the? I saw a Mini 14. If it's the same thing, yeah, it pushes in from the back and pushes forward. Literally, like here's the trigger guard. Here's where here's where the safety is like on here, and it pushes back in to go safe, and you push it forward to turn it off safe. Then I can see, you move your finger, boom, off goes the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
great.
There's just
don't
one
hit it, and you'll get
the AR is that it's restricted, and the M14 is not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And you can get them for $500, and you might get one that works. That's the stupid bit.
Nah,
about
the
M305.
Nordic ARs are reliable. The thing that's off spec on them is the forends are off spec. Some of them the finish sucks, but all the guys that bring them out to my 3-gun, they all run fine. Well, a lot of ARs run fine.
Yes, you'll have them painted lime green and pink next week.
So can you guys get like an AR, like your Norinco, whatever, lower, and order all parts from down here to get like,
No, then you know what? That is literally what they do. You can go to CanadaAmmo.com and buy Norinco lower, and then you can have a field day putting the most expensive AR parts on top of it. People build complete race guns out of a piece of shit Chinese copy.
When they had those Colt Canada.
There's nothing wrong with it, but
there's nothing wrong with it. It's just fucking ugly.
Yeah. When they had those Colt Canada IURs for $5 something, I seriously debated buying one and just using my Norinco lower and my Norinco bolt in it, just debating that, and then I decided no, I'll just wait, and now they're sold out. So
I think Adriel had a little spasm there.
No, if you want a cheap AR, get the cheap AR and use it, right? Throw an optic on it and just start using it. Don't put anything on that sucker. Just start using it.
I tried putting a cheap optic on, and what's funny about this Russian scope is even though if you can see there, the mount is broken right back there, the base, you can see it's where the fuck is it? You can see it like the thing clipped off there.
Yeah.
It held a 0 until this cheap, shitty NC Star riser started coming loose off of my AR.
Well, you used an NC Star anything.
Yes, I did, but it was trying to
your first problem.
because it was really uncomfortable.
NC Star, it's airsoft, dude.
Yup.
I figured a Chinese gun, a Chinese riser should work fine. No.
Speaking of stupid shit to buy, we have over here a little $200 set of Magpul iron sights on top of a KSG.
Interesting decision.
The reason that this is on my possession right now, even though I tell people that want to buy a KSG is I used to own a KSG, I no longer own a KSG. was because I managed to pick this thing up without the red dot for $8.50 shipped.
Oh.
These iron sights new are $200. So really, this is a $1,000 gun that I know I can sell for $1,000 because for some reason these stupid things keep being sold on the CGN EE for $1,000. I don't know what
There's
people
not
buy.
enough supply. There's not enough supply of Kel-Tec firearms up here, so we end up with guys selling them at shops for more than they're worth, and then guys selling them used for more than they're worth.
Yep. So I'm gonna sell this thing for $1,000. Keep a $200 set of iron sights and the forend, a foregrip, and that should net me like a $400 gain.
Sick.
Yep.
So I
And
figure since
and I'm gonna go shoot trap with this tomorrow.
You got to test it out. You
Good
know.
luck.
And I
Cylinder
hope
bore,
to-
right?
Yep.
Have you ever
Probably
shot
gonna
a
try
trap
it
before?
20-inch barrel.
What's that? You guys all died on me for a second. What was that?
I was gonna say it's gonna suck to shoot trap with a red dot.
No, actually, what's his face? Alkali. He shot trap with his Daria with a red dot, and he said he was fine with it. So
Yeah, but he
I'm
probably
looking
if he's a natural shotgun shooter, he probably ignored the red dot. He didn't shoot trap. I would, yeah. He can try it, but it's gonna suck.
Well, I don't
Do you
expect
shoot a lot of trap
to
or
do well. What?
Do you shoot a lot of trap or not?
I just got into it, and I'm shooting about 19 out of 25.
No, that's not bad.
I mean, that's better than Air China, apparently. Apparently, has never shot anything better than 15.
My best was 17.
Throwing shade.
I've never shot a trap, so you'll do better than me.
Adriel, have you shot trap?
Oh yeah, I've shot trap, but I kind of agree with Bart. I dislike shooting them with a red dot. I've tried. I ran a red dot on my 870, and after missing too many clays, I took that damn thing off and started hitting again. So for me, I don't know. I like sighting down the barrel, and that's that.
If it starts getting annoying on me, I might just flip the backside off and just shoot off the front side.
Yeah.
On my $200 set of fucking iron
If
sights.
anything, I mean, the front sight sticks up a little bit, kind of like a bead on a normal shotgun. If anything, I'd say take both the optics off and flip the front sight down and try and shoot the front sight like it was a bead.
Oh, I see what. No, actually, no. It'd be too low. It'd be like. That's why the stupid fucking red dot is on a fucking NC Star fucking riser.
It needs to be higher.
Because yeah, it's way like I used the fucking first time I had a goddamn KSG. I put a red dot on it and I was like, man, it's really fucking hard to aim with this thing so low. And then I tried to put the same fucking red dot on the Daria before I sold it, and the same thing. The fucking red dot is way too low. So I just ordered this. Actually, no, it's not an NC Star. It's an UTG mount. So that's not any better, but whatever.
That's about the same thing.
Why'd you sell the Daria? Isn't that the shit hot magazine semi-auto that?
The bolt likes to slam fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good feature.
Something they look for in cowboy action. Take the Daria to cowboy action shoots.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only reason it
I'm
slam
like-
fires is because you have the trigger pulled. That's the reason
Yeah.
why it does it.
The thing was because it has the same controls as an AR, right? So you go ahead and you have, let's pretend that the fucking bolt release, the side release here is the fucking bolt release on an AR. You index your finger, and I don't know why, but it slams the shit out of it. Like it's a big heavy bolt for a 12 gauge, and every single time I had noticed that there was a light primer strike on them, and one time with fucking Remington ammo, I had it right there. I put a mag in, I close the bolt, bang, it goes.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it was pointed down range because it was at the fucking trap range, but yeah, that thing
That's
got
your own
sold
fault for
really
having
quickly.
figuring out the trigger, though. That's all shotguns usually will slam fire.
No, he's talking about the bolt slamming forward and having it go off when it just when the bolt releases and drops down on it.
Oh, I got
So
you.
either the firing pin was stuck or the hammer followed the
yeah.
bolt.
It is a spring-loaded firing pin, but the spring does fuck all. Like,
And I
seriously,
tested.
it is really wiggly. Yes, that motion. It is really wiggly.
What motion? This motion?
Yeah, that motion. Like, that's the firing pin. It slams.
Okay.
It slams.
When I was bored at work one day, I tested a bunch of the pump actions to see if they would do slam firing, where you pull the trigger and slam the thing forward while the trigger's pulled. No, they don't actually.
No, because there's a disconnector and they stop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a feature of any pump action.
Bartman was saying that's something that shotguns do. You pull the trigger and slam it forward, and it goes off.
That's part of the 1897 trench gun.
No, there's
one of
Ethicas
the,
that do that too.
Oh, the Ithaca does that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ithaca. And the Nork copy of the Ithaca does that as well.
The
Yeah.
Browning BPA shit.
Nork,
Browning
like
Ithaca doesn't.
Actually, I was really tempted to get one of those Norinco copies of those trench guns because those things are fucking cool and they fucking slam fire.
We were talking about Norinco.
Yeah, I was going to ask what that was there.
This is my actually Dominion Arms, which is Norinco, but Canada Ammo's brand of Norinco. I actually just noticed there's some finish wear right here in front of the front sight. I got this at Flaherty's used, and they said the guy never fired it because he never got a club membership. And so it came with the quad rail on it here, but I actually had to buy this separately, which is why if you look at the sight, it's like way the fuck off to the right. It's because this was not made for this gun correctly. But yeah, this is double illegal in America, actually, because not only is it a Chinese gun, it's a 14.5-inch barrel. So that's NFA regulated. So it would be a $200 tax stamp to own this firearm in the United States and registration with the federal government.
Bart, can you corroborate?
Yeah, either that or you just put a pistol lower on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really. It's not exactly the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I'm going to
recommend
lose all my fucking teeth shooting it, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say with the ATS ruling on that recent collapsible arm brace, it's a stock.
But I thought they only ruled that on one version of the SIG brace.
No, there's a new Troy collapsible brace out there that just came out. It looks exactly like their PDW stock or whatever.
Oh,
Except it's like a brace, and the ATF signed off on it. It's like, well, these guys aren't even trying anymore. There's one guy in there who's trolling everybody, letting all this shit through. He's just having a great time. I don't know what's going on.
Well, wasn't there one guy who got a machine gun approved, and then the ATF realized they fucked up, tried to pull it back, and he's suing the shit out of them now?
Yeah, there's a couple lawsuits like that going on. So
yeah, there's a bunch of those, and they keep getting talked about in guns, and then they don't look at the politics thread or something, and then they get banned.
I just got a couple Norenkos here. This is the MP22. This is the SIG copy.
How do you find that?
This is my first restricted, which to you Americans is pistols or ARs or so on. It's all right. It's all right. It's never really failed me. It's just like if you saw it up close, it's fucking ugly.
How's the trigger pull on it? Because I tried one of those. Yeah, it's really gritty, right?
It was like what, like 11 pounds or something, DA. Or
Ugh.
Wow.
And I actually shot IPSC for a couple matches with this, and people were just looking at it.
You are a better man than me for doing
One of
that.
my former coworkers, he bought one of those to do his black badge qualification.
Well, yeah, that's just a course, so you can do anything. You can have a pea shooter 22 if you want to do the black badge.
Yeah.
This one here is the 1911 copy, and it's Norenco, but it says Dominion Arms, but it's the same thing. The same factory.
Question with that, how much work did you have to do on that to get it to work right? Because from what I hear, they're like covered in just this terrible gritty oil, and like you got to grind stuff down.
No. The Norinco 1911s work. They're just rough, but they work.
Okay.
It's fine. I just had to clean it. It wasn't full of Cosmoline or any other shit like that.
I've seen them come out of the packaging in wonderful Norinco fashion. 90% of the time when you get a Norinco gun, it comes in a heavy plastic bag soaked in oil. That's the extent of it. So you wipe away that crap and it's good to go, man.
Okay.
Well, I mean, everyone who got the CQA, that AR, do you still have the manual for that?
Oh no, this one unfortunately since it was used doesn't come with it, but my dad's did, and yeah, the superior annihilating firepower up to 300 meters. There's a copy of it on Marstar's website. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
a few things got lost in translation on that Chinese manual, and it's pretty entertaining to try to get through it.
It's not that it got lost in translation. The Chinese just don't give a fuck. The Chinese are like, we're trying to sell this to like PMCs and shit. Yeah, superior annihilating firepower. Fuck it.
Yep.
One thing I'll say is these mags are shit. To the American here, that's to pin the mag so it doesn't hold more than 5 as required by Canadian.
Oh shit, that's what they do to
That's
the
what the
mag?
Chinese do. Most of the times you'll find just a rivet in the back, like when we get P-mags and shit like that from Magpul, they stick a rivet in the back. The Chinese actually cut the fucking mag open on the side.
Disgusting.
This thing does not fucking work. Do not shoot Chinese mags from your Chinese AR. I had 3 jams in a 5-round mag. I'm not kidding. I got the LAR-15 mags. They cycled no problem. I got the Beowulf mag. It cycles no problem. This thing, nah. Don't bother.
Oh yeah, and Barman, are you familiar with our weird magazine laws?
No. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I got you. Oh, when I said magazine, I was thinking like periodical subscription for some stupid reason.
Okay.
No,
fair
we're mostly talking about guns, so yeah.
Yeah. No, the Beowulf thing, the LAR thing. I mean, that's. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy with it. It's kind of weird, you know.
Yeah.
You would think that someone would think of that.
People keep begging Alexander Arms to release a 50 Beowulf pistol and mag specifically for it, just so we can get a 36-round mag in Canada. I guarantee you it'd sell like fucking hotcakes.
Oh my God, you never get it.
The RCMP would close that loophole so fucking fast.
They get. I almost guarantee you, because the RCMP, remember there would be talks about them saying the Beowulf mags aren't supposed to be legal. They get the shit suit out of themselves for it. Alexander Arms' own website, and oftentimes it's what the manufacturer says goes. Alexander Arms' own website says 223 is not meant to be put in a 50 Beowulf magazine. So the fact that we can is great for us, but the RCMP keeps trying to say it's a dual-use magazine. Alexander Arms' own website says, no, it's not. It's a 50 Beowulf magazine. It is not dual-use. It's not meant to fire 223 out of it. So I have a very strong feeling that they'd get sued and lose if they were to try and make a ruling against the 50 Beowulf mag.
Well, they'd lose, but you'd still have to spend your money to make them lose, and our money too, because it would be taxpayers' money that would
Yeah,
happen.
we just get Varsal to fight them because he's badass like that.
They just do that.
Exactly it is. I have a feeling a firearms lawyer would start a class action because I'm almost sure one of them, at least one of them in this country, owns a 50 Beowulf mag.
Yeah, so Bart, take a look. Here's a magazine that's Canada legal.
Yeah.
Here's a magazine that's Canada legal. And try to face it the same way. There's one that's Canada legal.
Yeah.
Which one holds the most?
Probably the last one.
Yeah, so this is a 50 Beowulf magazine.
Yeah.
And you can see it's got the crimps here. So this is a what would be like normally a 20-round mag, but it's been manufactured specifically to run 50 Beowulf magazine ammo, or 50 Beowulf ammo. You can see it's got like a different cutout at the front there.
Yeah.
Therefore,
so feeds them bigger, for the bigger round.
Yeah, legal, 15 rounds. This 40-rounder, no, 5. And we've got a couple.
Yeah.
Here's another example of a 50 Beowulf mag actually manufactured in Canada. It says right on the side there, 5 rounds, 50 Beowulf, and then Press Check Ventures Canada. Nice plastic mag fits in there. Costs $60 fucking dollars. I bought it. That's how much we gotta pay to get more than 5 rounds.
By the way, Bart, that's about $350 US.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother buying one that small.
Yeah,
the only reason you buy something that small is for bench rest, right?
Yeah, or if you have a hunting restriction. A lot of states you can only hunt with 5 rounds.
Yep.
Yeah. No, those. So I mean, the Alexander Arms ones, when there was like a shortage here, those would go for $100 or $150 a mag.
Yeah.
On the equipment exchange here, which is like where you get them used here. But now that there's more choices,
sorry, at that point I just buy the LAR-15 mags because they're a 10-rounder anyway. You get 4 more rounds for 4 times the cost. Nah, I mean fucking
this
LAR-15.
fits 15.
Yeah, LAR 15 mags fit 10. This one fits 14. I mean, yeah, I paid extra for 4 more rounds, but I got 4 LAR mags, and their legality is not even in question. The RCMP have unequivocally stated that, yeah, those things are fine.
Yeah, because why? They are pistol mags.
That's the thing. Pistol mags are pinned to 10, but rifle mags are pinned to 5 for semi-autos. So the LAR-15 is a Rock River Arms pistol AR. Their mags are all stamped LAR-15 pistol only, so they're allowed to have 10 rounds in them. Guess what they fit in? Literally anything that takes STANAG.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun with the laws in
I mean,
Canada.
that's the same thing with the 50 Beowulf. I mean, they're dimensionally, they're not different from any other thing, and they can still load your 5.56, even though it says that they can only, supposed to be. It's just a legalese thing. It's dumb.
Yeah.
We have the same stupid stuff here, too. It's retarded.
Yeah, so our pipe dream is that someone is going to approve a 50 Beowulf pistol, and that means we'll have 10 50 Beowulf rounds in a magazine. That means we can have what? 24
30.
or 20,
About 36 or so, I think.
that's
That's just a 30. That's a 30.
Yeah.
Because a standard PMag is your regular 10-round Beowulf magazine.
Yeah.
Things you have to do to get a normal magazine.
That would be the day. That would be the day.
Yeah.
Guys, I have a question if I have a chance here. Anybody ever use one of the Wyndham weaponry ARs? Adriel, maybe you?
Nope. I know Mango, Jorgenfrus, was really pushing me to buy one of those, but I haven't. I don't think anybody else has. Anybody?
Wasn't Wyndham one of the manufacturers that sold their name off and then started?
They are the old Bushmaster guys.
Bushmaster, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're still here in the States, and they just have their own brand. They're good. They're fine. They're decent rifles.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple on sale, and Mango was really pushing me to buy one of them.
Yeah, they go on sale my way for like 900 on occasion, or 800.
Yeah, they're like $500 here.
Quick! Somebody grab a Russian gun and wave it at his face.
Sir, one second. Sorry.
Yeah, we're basically
1/5 of the cost.
So basically, we're overpaying by about 190 US. That's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But anyway,
price...
I'm looking at that. It looks pretty good,
Honestly, those Chinese ARs work.
Yeah, Civil Advantage. Rod from Civil Advantage loves the one he has. He used it until it just like fell apart, basically. What was the problem?
If I remember correctly, he shot out the barrel, and then rounds were shearing off in the gas of the barrel.
Yeah.
Was it the barrel or was it just the gas tube? I don't think it was the barrel because he didn't.
No, there was something in the barrel right at the gas tube, and he was getting shavings off the rounds in the gas tube and feeding into the bolt carrier.
Jesus,
So
they must have got a burr. They didn't deburr his gas hole when they drilled the gas port on the barrel.
Not surprised.
That sounds like something a Chinese worker would do.
I mean, what about the one who drilled the gas hole in the Type 97 through and into the bottom of the barrel?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to Dogfoot Enforcer. Because, Bart, T97s are those bullpup semi-auto 5.56 from China that are really popular up here because they're non-restricted. And because they're a bullpup, they're not a retarded length. When they have a full-size barrel.
Every other bullpup except the Israeli Tavor is illegal.
No, what are you talking about? We have Tavors here.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Except
Except the Tavor. Like the Type 97 and the Tavor and whatever the fuck those Keltec ones are basically it. The AUG is illegal.
No, that's not. It's not bullpups that are illegal. It's just
illegal
those
by
guns are illegal.
No, bullpup conversion kits are legal, but the AUG and any other bullpup is banned by name.
No, wait, no.
Bullpup conversion kits for standard length firearms are illegal.
Yes.
When it can be fired without the bullpup stock on it.
Yeah.
Which is why you don't see any of the SKS or
the
M14
Steyr AUG,
bullpups.
the Steyr AUG and the FAMAS are both banned by name, which are the only other real bullpups that are around because the
they're
English
too awesome.
the English never really sold the SA8.
Scary, and I saw it in Die Hard, and they're super scary. Basically.
Yeah.
Bart, do you know why a lot of those guns were banned in the 90s here in Canada?
No.
And you're gonna laugh and you're gonna cry a little bit because the reason behind the SCAR and the AK and the SVD and
Not the
whole
SCAR, actually.
actually not the SCAR, never mind, that's new. The AUG, all those classic movie guns that are banned here in Canada is because they were movie guns and because they were featured in Canadian firearm publications.
Huh.
I
Are you
say,
talking about like, the infamous caliber magazine circling thing?
yeah, basically
Yeah.
the story goes that the people in charge of what to ban opened up a guns and ammo mag and they just banned whatever was on it.
Whatever had a
To
pistol.
give you an example, have you ever heard of the H&K G11?
There was a post on Guns about that like today, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Messiah's got his hands on one.
It was a nice prototype that H&K made, about 1,000 of that used caseless ammunition. It's banned in Canada despite the fact that it never entered real production because it was in one of those magazines.
How about those fucking 50 BMG pistols, the single shot ones?
I
Those
don't-
ones are banned in Canada.
Are they actually? I didn't think it
Yeah,
was.
they're name banned in Canada because I know since
Super scary.
No, it wasn't Air China. I think it was Alkali Feldspar. He made a post on guns of those 50 BMG pistols, and one of the laughing points was, yeah, these things are banned in Canada because
What
fuck
was
off,
the
Bart.
name?
Fuck off, Bart. I
What
just
was
saw that. I'm gonna
What
post
was
that.
the
on,
name of that fucking gun?
It's the Thunder or something or other, because they only built like one of them, the one with like the hydraulic compensators on both sides.
Yeah, those things are hilarious because aren't they like 15 pounds too?
I don't know. I think they just made like one or two. That wasn't never. Yeah, it was just like a one-off gee whiz thing.
Yeah, but see, those ones are banned in Canada because
Barrett's illegal.
Yeah.
No.
No. The
Barrett
M82 the M82 is illegal. The M82
The
is illegal.
M99. The M99 is illegal as well. The bolt,
Okay.
their standard magazine fed bolt action. Their single shot is not.
Oh,
And
Bart,
the
go grab your Barrett.
and the
Yeah.
Gepard anti-material rifle is illegal, which is Gepard is actually the company that makes the GM6 Lynx. So the GM1 is illegal. The GM6 is fine.
Yeah, but the issue is the GM6 is like what, 15 grand?
Yeah, it's 15 grand, but it's a bullpup semi-automatic 50 cal.
Yeah, those are more than 15, I think.
No, they're 15.
They're 15.
No, they're
here.
15,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't,
Tactical
we,
Imports
if we
.ca,
get
I
those
think it's
cheaper here,
15.50
that might be
or
something
15.5.
Just for
And so,
Digital.
as we discussed, you can get a Taurus Raging Judge as well here, which I think is crazy, but I'd buy one.
Don't buy a Taurus.
My
I know
condolences.
it's a Taurus, but I mean, come on, man. It's a shotgun revolver. Come on, man. Like, it's just...
then go and then buy an Smith & Wesson Governor. It's the same thing, but
Okay.
it works.
Okay, I want one.
Yeah. Well.
So
Yeah,
Bart,
'cause-
this price that you posted here, this is a 16-inch AR for $250.
My
Yeah.
God.
Walmart.
Yeah, when Walmart, they decided to get rid of all their ARs because they weren't selling or they wanted to divest of them because they're scary black guns, they slashed them all to $250.
Oh my God.
How many did you buy?
I didn't
How many
get
can
any
you
of them.
carry?
If I'd have known that, I would have fucking done that and called up iRun Guns and be like, I don't give a shit about the $200 import fee. I'm buying an AR from Walmart.
No, I just saw the sticker there because I went there because I saw somebody post on Facebook. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gone. And I went there and they're all gone. So
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Not selling
Just
ARs
saw
at
that and
Walmart,
just
man.
threw
That's
it
not
out.
very American. Jeez.
$250.
yeah, the backsplash on that though is all of a sudden on Facebook, everybody's popping up these brand new DPMSs for like $500. You know, everybody's like, you fucking bastards, because everybody knew you were flipping them. So
About I think it was like 2 Christmases ago, the competitor of these pieces of shit, the UTGs, the Utahs, the Utahs, a company sold them for like how much did Wolverine sell their Gen 3s for? Wasn't it like 500?
500.
Yeah, Bart, these like the UTG ones are usually like $1,000, and a company blew their stock of Gen 2s and Gen 3s for about $500, and people didn't even wait a week. Like I was seeing them pop up on the on CGN for $1,000 like the day of. Yeah, I got like 3 of these, and I'm selling them for $1,000 each.
You look at the Drea too, and how it cost $1,000. Wolverine had the exact same thing for $550. I'm willing to bet in another week or two or even probably now, we're probably gonna see those ones up for fucking like
Well, no,
$200,
the
$300
reason
more.
that I'm pretty sure they're blowing them out of the water is because their Gen 1 Darius were kind of crap. That's the one that slam fired on me. The stock was really rickety, and for some stupid reason, the receiver Picatinny rail was a a quarter of an inch higher than the Picatinny rail on the forend.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, and they weren't.
Yeah,
They didn't line up properly. So the
was
side
just
plane
baffled
was
by
fucked.
that. Yeah, I was just baffled by that. And then the newly imported ones, I'm gonna call them Gen 2s. They have a way better stock, and the Picatinny rail is actually flush all the way through.
See, I'm waiting for tactical imports to get the Adler 110 with a 28-inch barrel, and then I might
Have
find.
you seen
and then
that part? It's a newly manufactured lever action shotgun.
I honestly,
I don't think
I like,
anyone brings them to the States yet, because I've had a bunch of people asking me on my reviews for the Adler A110 where you can get them in the States, and I'm like, I don't know. But
Yeah, it was mainly built as an Australian answer to their frankly absurd laws. There in Australia, it's like Britain but worse, if you can imagine that.
I think I was reading in Ireland that when you go to a gun range, all the guns are like tied on. So like they're like hanging right here, and when you go to shoot, you can take your hands off it, and they're just there. So there's like 4.
You know
anchor
why?
points.
They're anti-suicide.
Yep.
yeah, I heard about that. They were bitching
Think
because someone killed themselves at a gun range in New South Wales, and they mandated every gun range that has rental guns. They have to fix it to the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Pussies. Australians are pussies.
Yeah. It was literally. I want it just because of the controversy. I like controversial guns, and I want that just because it almost got banned in Australia.
What gun is this?
Should have bought Zimzam's gun then.
Oh, that was glorious.
God, when that no.
Fake.
I was up when the first link got posted on Gunsbart, and I was just waiting for the debacle. We knew like within 5 minutes of that stupid thing getting posted that it was gonna be a big fucking mess.
do you got a link for it?
Yeah, I missed that.
It got removed. Like it got posted so much on Guns, but basically that shitbag George Zimmerman.
No,
posted his
it was
guns.
right.
fake.
Yes, that. Right.
It was fake. It wasn't real. He didn't do it himself.
No,
I
it
don't
was
know, man.
totally him. He tweeted about it, dude.
I don't know.
That's something he would do, honestly. After this whole shit, he was trying to make himself to be some kind of fucking celebrity, and that's just
No.
disgraceful.
Where did it get posted? An arm list or a gun broker? I thought it was gun
He
broker.
put it on Gunbroker, and it got taken down. Gunbroker was like, we don't want fucking anything to do with this.
The admins on Gunbroker pulled the ad. It wasn't him.
Yeah, Gunbroker was like, we don't want anything to do with this.
Well,
Yeah, no, he
the
posted
reason why they pulled the ad is because it was obviously a scam. If you actually read through the whole thing, and actually, it was obviously beyond belief. I mean, he was saying that the Smithsonian was calling him wanting the gun. That's why he
Well,
wanted
no, but that's the
$5,000
thing.
minimum for
The
it.
guy
And then he had
is
PayPal.
insane. The guy
No,
is
but-
insane.
There was no FFL required, and then PayPal was like an option for paying. If anybody that knew Guns read the actual post, knew it was fake from the second they opened it. I mean,
I wouldn't. The thing is, I wouldn't put it like beneath the guy. The guy's a fucking idiot. The guy's clearly insane. He might have gone for it, man. He might have just gone for it because he's an idiot. But Bart, you said you have 3 suppressors. We only we saw all 3.
what? I want Max Headroom on me there.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about if we've seen all your suppressors, and we have.
Yeah, I got the Osprey and the Harvester and then the SDN6, and then the 2 more that I have coming are the Thompson Machine suppressor for the Mac, and then I've got a SIG 5.56 can on the way too. So
Is that those big fucking cans so that it looks like those Miami Vice guns?
yeah,
Nice.
I love how SIG, if you look in the back of like Caliber magazine, they got an ad for the MCX or something like that. They say suppressor not yet legal in Canada. It's like it's a bit optimistic there, eh?
That optimism right there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, one day, this is a selling point, Canadians. Buy it. Do it.
yeah.
Yeah, what was that word someone used for a suppressor up here? It sounded really good. It was like
Firearm mounted hearing protection.
Yes. That's how we should all refer to suppressors as now, because
Yes.
it's what they are, really. They're not assassin weapons because that's fucking retarded.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, try and
People-
fucking stick that FNX down your fucking pants and see if someone doesn't know you got something going on down there. Fuck, that thing doubles the more than doubles the length of the goddamn gun.
Bart,
This is-
Bart,
I
we
would-
need this. We need verification. Stick that down your pants.
This is my OC gun. It's without the can on it, I would OC this gun. So
Yeah?
yeah,
I mean, that thing is just glorious.
but
That is just glorious.
it.
And believe it or not, that's been 2 of the topics out of the 7 topics that we're going to talk about today, because we're going to talk about transporting restricteds. Since Crazy wanted to touch on the entirety of the frankly absurd process that it takes place to take a pistol from your house to the range.
So let me first start by asking. I mean, everyone knows you got to put it in a locked case and lock the fucking gun. Let me ask some people some of the most misinterpreted things about this. Where does the ammo need to be? How does the ammo need to be stored? And what kind of route can you take when you go to the gun range?
I put my mags in the case. Am I in trouble?
Loaded?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be in a separate. They're supposed to be stored separately. Now, what is separate?
Grover, my friend, you're playing with fire.
There's the first misinterpretation. They're supposed to be stored separate unless stored in a safe, but there is nothing in the law about where ammo needs to be during transportation. I actually have the storage, display, and transport of non-restricted and restricted and all that bullshit up right here. Transportation of restricted firearms. It says may transport only if unloaded, rendered inoperable, in a locked container, blah, blah, blah. There is nothing about where the ammo needs to be in relation to the firearm.
I don't
as
have
long
my
as
guns
it's
loaded.
not in the... What?
I should clarify, my guns aren't loaded. Just all
Yeah.
the mags that are loaded.
That's the only
in
requirement for it, is that the gun is unloaded.
Yeah.
The mags could literally be loaded in the same case with the gun. The storage, the transportation laws don't actually say anything about where the ammo needs to be. The laws only say where ammo needs to be during storage of the firearm, not during transportation. The next thing, like I said, what kind of route can you take there? Because that's the other thing that everyone always misinterprets.
Reasonably direct.
Can I go to Walmart and buy ammo?
That's the debate here. Air China got it right there. A lot of people think it is the most direct route. It is not. The wording actually says here, I have the law open again here, a chief firearms officer who issues an authorization to transport shall attach to it the condition that the firearm be transported by a route that, in all circumstances, is reasonably direct. Everyone thinks it is the most direct. It's not. It is a reasonably direct route. And the reason for that is because they know that sometimes shit happens. Let's say I'm trying to go to Silverdale, which no one else here is from Ontario, so this is going to make no sense to anyone. But I have to take the Gardiner Expressway by standard. Let's say some dumbass in a dump truck had their fucking hood up and crashed into the bridge again, and the Gardiner Expressway shut down. This happened. Some drunk guy in a dump truck broke the Gardiner Expressway at the Burlington Skyway Bridge a couple years ago.
Man,
He had his
Sorry. I'm in Newfoundland, and a lot of crazy shit happens. That's never happened here. I can confidently say that has never happened here.
So some drunk guy with a dump truck had the thing up, drove into the fucking bridge, and broke the bridge. The whole thing didn't collapse, but he still broke the fucking bridge. But so now I suddenly couldn't go by the most direct route to Silverdale. On top of that, what if my GPS is out of date and doesn't have the new most direct route? That's why, or maybe there's been a traffic accident somewhere in Toronto on the most direct route. That's why the law says reasonably direct, is because they know that sometimes shit happens. The other thing about going to Walmart and buying ammo, that goes and depends. Is Walmart on the way? Is it out of the way? Does the Walmart even sell ammo in the place you're going? Because, I mean, I'm from Toronto. Nothing fucking sells ammo in Toronto except Flaherty's. And I think Sale and Etobicoke is still technically in Toronto. But
That's rough.
Yeah, nothing in Toronto sells fucking ammo. So does your Walmart sell ammo? Can you buy ammo when you get to your range? There's a couple of things about whether or not it'll be reasonable to assume if you can stop at Walmart and buy ammo. Maybe the range doesn't have the ammo you got and you forgot your ammo at home. Then yeah, maybe you just wanted more ammo. Maybe. A lot of things that are well established as reasonable that a ton of people do, including myself, food and gas and washroom. if you got the shits and you need to go take a shit, I mean, the government's not going to tell you to take a crap in your fucking car seat. I pulled over to Subway in the middle of fucking Angus to take a crap on my way to the range one time, and I've stopped off to buy lunch on the way back. I've stopped off to get gas on the way back because it's reasonable. You can't get home if your car runs out of gas, and if you're hungry, it distracts you from driving safely.
Well, and you're talking about going from point A to point B. The other thing to consider here is, what if you're going to go shoot a match in a city that's really far away, and you got to stay overnight there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's covered.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's covered. It's covered. You drive to the hotel, stay at the hotel. Your guns are in the hotel. Go to the range. Go back from the range to the hotel.
Now we should also mention that you should probably take your guns out of the car and bring them in with you.
Yeah,
You know why?
Yeah, they did. They said that.
Recently, last week, 2 policemen on the way back from the fires in Alberta, they stopped off at a motel. They had their fucking cruiser broken into, and they lost their prohibited magazines, or prohibited to us.
Yeah.
There's a guy here in Newfoundland on the west coast that left his rifle in his truck, I think, and his truck got broken into and got stolen. So it was just like it was a non-restricted rifle, but he's still in trouble for that because he I don't know, left him unattended or something. But
The
yeah,
reason we got that is because technically you're not transporting anymore, you're storing, and you're not allowed to store in a vehicle.
So it's not that you're not allowed to store in a vehicle. I think he wasn't in abidance with storage regulations. He was only in abidance with transport regulations. Transport and storage have different regulations, and storage is more strict. Theoretically, the judge, I don't think had any. The judge said that
they just threw the book at him. It sounds to me like they just.
The judge, if I recall correctly, said the car itself was not a good enough vessel for storage, and that was his argument: is the gun is locked in the car is my lock. And the judge said the car is not a good enough lock by itself. I don't think the judge said you unequivocally cannot store a gun in the car. The judge just said the car is not good enough itself as a storage vessel. If he trigger locked the gun, I believe theoretically, I'm not a lawyer obviously, but I believe if he put a trigger lock on it and left it in his car, then it would be in abidance with storage regulations. But because he didn't, it was not in abidance. He was relying on the car to be considered a storage vessel that was sufficient for storing firearms, and it's not.
There was also another case. This lady coming home from hunting, and she left her rifle underneath a blanket in a hatchback, but parked in front of her own house. So the judge basically said, well, you had a choice. You could have brought it into your house and put it into your safe, but instead you were too lazy. You just left it in your car, and he said, well, it's okay there, but no, it's not. You had a choice to do that.
That's so dumb.
It is
You have
dumb.
the least reasonable choice you made.
My car should have a reasonable expectation of security. I mean,
It
It
does
should,
for transportation.
Then there is about a month ago, a Cabela's here in a city called Calgary got broken into, and the extent of the security is technically there were cameras, and this happened at like 3 a.m. And alarms, but the alarms had been disabled because there was a worker there doing overnight work, and the guy broke in through a glass door, walked through the store, got up to the second set of glass doors, broke through that, and then walked up to the glass display case where all the guns were, and busted each one of those glass defenses with a fucking crowbar, and I haven't heard anything about the store being in shit for it.
So was this like non-restricted they were keeping behind glass still, or
Nope, it was full restricted. They took like I think they took like 6 Glocks, a Sig, a Beretta, and they took an AR-15 and a fucking SU-16.
the restricteds at the gun store near me, they take them every night and they take them out of the case and bring them upstairs.
Yep. When that story got posted, Al Flaherty's and a couple of other businesses that have accounts on Reddit, they were like, we would never store our guns like that, and if we store our guns like that, we would be in so much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you must have a tiny inventory or have to have massive investments in safes to store that many guns, though.
Dude, that's how it is here.
Storage requirements for a business are a little bit different.
Like the smaller stores, they take all their handguns out of the front and put them in the back every night.
Yeah, there's a bit of a different requirement. You don't necessarily need a safe. You just need some kind of a room that is designed or adapted for the storage of firearms. So basically, put a fucking metal-ass door on the room, and it's designed or adapted to store firearms. So they don't need to literally have a safe in the back, but they need to take a lot of them do take the guns out of the front and put them in the back in this steel-doored room.
Yeah,
the
but
problem
still,
is
yeah.
the regulations are really loose, right? I mean, you take what Crazy just said. That's true. So it's a room that's designed as to store firearms. Now, I threw a $10 key lock on my door here. Am I good to go?
Yeah, exactly. It makes that
Hollow
standard.
core door, window right here, but I've got a lock on the window. I can lock the window, and I've got a lock on the door. So is this now a safe room?
That's part of the debate, as well as whether that
all
constitutes design for the storage of firearms. But
There
that's
shouldn't be a debate.
storage
That's just
debate.
it. Because who makes that regulation? That's where you're losing your
The
battle to begin
RCMP,
with.
they know better than us.
It's not even the RCMP. It was a liberal government. It was the liberals of Jean Chrétien and Alan Ruck who did that. Who was a I'm not gonna fucking
That
Merci beaucoup, Jean.
co-witnesses.
Oh, yeah.
Co-witnesses.
like
Uh,
Christian,
I
the
know-
only prime minister who couldn't speak English or French.
I don't know. A proof is a proof, and if you have a good proof, is because it is proven.
Oh yeah, but he could strangle someone pretty good though.
Oh yeah, the Shawinigan handshake there, but I
Yeah,
mean, no one
the
cares
wonderful
about that. But when
handshake.
Trudeau elbows someone, apparently that makes national news, and everyone hates. I don't know, fucking.
Oh, that
We're
was
getting-
so stupid. Let's not even touch that. That is just an entire.
we're getting off
bag of
topic. So-
retarded.
The thing is,
Ugh.
reasonable stops like that, like food, like whatever, they're allowed while transporting a restricted firearm. But what is an unreasonable stop? And I've actually had some people say, if I stop for groceries on the way home, is that unreasonable? And I say, don't do it, because a judge will say groceries are not an urgent thing. You can stop, put your guns back at home, and then go back to the grocery store. Whereas you need to eat, you need to get gas, and if you're 5,000 miles away from home, you need to be able to sleep at night. So it's reasonable to make those kind of stops, but groceries are something you can buy anytime. So the judge will say you should have gone home and then gone back to the grocery store. Now, the only exception I can think to this is if you stop to get food and there happens to be a grocery store in the plaza. Because you can say, I got food there, and then I thought, you know what? Why not buy groceries after my lunch? Because I'll be honest, I've, like, way back from Silverdale one time, I stopped at the Subway, and then I'm like, oh, there's an LCBO here. I went and bought some, I don't even remember what the hell I bought. But, like, it was in the same plaza. So it's not a matter of I went there deliberately for that. It's just kind of, there's the car. Car's fine. I can see the car from here. No one's broken into the car. I'll be in here real quick, just picking something up, whatever. It was not my intended destination there. My intended destination was the Subway. I had Subway, and then I'm just like, well, I'm here. This
Yeah.
isn't the same plaza.
I just treat it as like, is my shit gonna get stolen? Because if my shit's gonna get stolen and there's a possibility to that, I won't do it. So I won't stop at a Cabela's on the way out of town to pick up ammo, because I don't want to have to explain to a judge why my pistol and AR got stolen off the back of my Jeep from my unattended vehicle because I was stopping for ammo at Cabela's. So I just won't do it. I'll go separate for it. So I don't know. Like that's not legalese, but that's just like covering my ass for something that's going to be a
It's the
pain in
same
the ass.
reason, Adriel, why you take your non-restricted rifles, you put a trigger lock on them, and you put them in a hard case.
I put
Well,
them in
for
a hard case.
transport?
I never trigger lock my rifles when I transport them.
I do it. It's the same reason why my guns, well, some of them, are trigger locked into safe. They don't have to be, but they
Oh
are.
no,
I don't do any of that.
I am of the opinion that if you go above and beyond the law, people from the gun control group will point at you doing that and say, look, even gun
You can
owners
do
are
it.
doing
Everybody
this.
else can
We
do
should
it.
make this
Yeah.
the law. That's the thing. If you go above and beyond the law, above and beyond will become the law, and then we'll all get fucked over even more. And that's
People do
my
that
opinion on this.
People do that in the States here, because certain states you have to have like a pistol permit to buy a pistol, but then those assholes will make you show up for a long gun even though it's not required, like in a face-to-face sale, because they want to go above and beyond the law, so they make sure they cover their own ass, and all they do is fuck over other people.
Yeah.
See, that's my opinion of it too. If you go above and beyond will become the law because gun control advocates will point at you going above and beyond and say, look, gun owners are doing this. That means that we should make this the law because gun owners are doing it anyway. And then it fucks over all the people who want shit to be pushed back a couple, decades worth, back to the 80s or so, because then it makes things stricter rather than more loose. That's why I only ever do what is bare minimum required for transportation, for storage, for whatever.
Yeah,
that's actually
transport on non-restricted is just not visible, unloaded. If it is visible, then it's locked or something like that. But that's easy to do.
The only time a non-restricted actually needs to be locked is if you're leaving it in an unattended vehicle that has no lock. So basically, if you leave your gun on your ATV, or if you've got some really shitty like Bombardier Iltis or a fucking
one of those
or a fucking convertible or something, like if your
motorbike cars.
If your car does not lock, then you need to put a lock on your gun. If your car locks, you don't need a lock on your non-restricted when it's in your car. Even if you stop to get gas, even if you stop to get food, even if you stop for whatever reason, you don't need a lock on it because the law actually does not require it unless the vehicle does not lock itself.
So make sure you put a trigger lock on your 870 when you leave it on the seat of your motorbike and go in for a shit at the gas station, right?
Yeah, that one of the 870.
Depends on where you are in the province. Some places might just welcome you to bring it in. You just leave it with the guy at the cash. Go, here, I gotta take a crap. Hold on to this.
My God.
I got a question. What about horses? Is there transportation? Is that a
I imagine a horse would be a lot like a motorcycle in terms of how you're supposed to transport on it.
But what if you put it in the horse?
Then you'll get accused of
give it those real
smuggling.
long gloves.
I mean, you'll either get accused of smuggling or animal abuse. So, I mean, no one really intentionally thinks of shoving a Glock up a horse's ass. So, and then you get weird looks when you get to the range and you go, hold on, I gotta get my gun out of my horse. You put on a fucking glove up to your thing and shove it in the horse's asshole.
You gotta go warm and lubed up well.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
gotta make sure that it's stored in
Cleaning it
leather.
just to make sure there's no obstructions in the barrel from shoving it into the horse's colon.
Oh.
No, it's got to be in leather. It's got to be in a leather holster or a leather side scabbard. That's the regulations. On
Oh my God.
Tassels. You need tassels. More the
Where
better.
was it in Alberta that when you get out of prison, they're supposed to give you a revolver, 2 mags of ammo, and a horse to get the fuck out of town?
Well, if you can put a mag in a revolver, I'd be very impressed.
You know what I mean.
I saw a horrible abomination of a magazine-fed revolver on guns. Actually, it was the weirdest.
Yeah. Somebody posted that, and they were like, "Well, this actually works."
The other thing
What?
is with the other thing that people misinterpret is with the storage of firearms. Again, the trigger locking guns when they're in the safe. You don't need to do that.
Well, no, I know. I'm well aware I don't. It's just I'm paranoid.
I
I
never
have a
do.
question.
Even some people think they have to do it with their pistols. You don't have to do it with your pistols if it's in the safe.
No.
And what constitutes a safe? Even those shitty sheet metal fucking cabinets from Stack-On are legally a safe. They are legally a safe. You don't need to trigger lock your guns when they're in there. Almost every province has independently had a court ruling that says this constitutes a safe. So you don't need to trigger lock your shit when it's in there. The other thing is, the law actually says, give me a second to go back to, this is the wrong one.
Basically, if you got a safe, you're good. You can store the ammo with the guns or without. Doesn't really matter.
Exactly. If you have a safe, you can put the ammo basically wherever the fuck you want to, and it's fine. And there is actually case law on this. I'm not sure if it went national, but at least in Ontario. I'm sure everyone except the American has hopefully heard of the case of Ian Thompson.
Oh
It was a
God.
rather famous case of a man getting his house
Give Bard the cliff notes.
So what happened, this guy in rural Ontario where cops are a fucking hour away, this guy used to be in the military, he used to be a firearms instructor, had his guns all properly legally in a safe, like there's required.
Describe the safe.
I don't know exactly the description of the safe.
Bart, imagine a great big tall motherfucker with concrete lined walls.
No, this isn't the vault case where some guy had his vault broken into while he was in
Oh, okay. Oh, right. That's the other one. Right.
This was just he had a normal gun safe. His neighbor got pissed off at him a while ago because roosters were coming and shitting on his property or something, and he, well within his rights, warned his neighbor, said, "Get your roosters off my property or I'm going to shoot them." His neighbor did nothing, so he shot the rooster. Ever since then, his neighbor had it in for him, and while they never confirmed anything, there were strong suspicions of. I'm not even sure I can say it for legal use, but for like Ed Burlew, his lawyer, didn't even talk about this on the TV. Either way, his neighbor didn't like him. These guys, 3 guys, came up and threw Molotov cocktails at his house. He has it on multiple video cameras of them doing this and threatening to kill him.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. He went to his safe, loaded the pistol with stuffed out ammo, and the gun was in the safe. Loaded the pistol with it. He kept ammo in his kitchen and in his nightstand apparently as well. He went, loaded the gun, went out, fired 3 warning shots. They all ran off, went back, reloaded the gun, and called 911 again because he tried once, it didn't go through. Tried again after getting them scared off.
I cut the line.
Yeah, 911. Then he tried again. They showed up. One of the key points of contention was when an officer asked him about the ammo in his nightstand. He asked why have you got that there. He said for occasions just as this. But the cop was talking about his pistols being in the nightstand, which is illegal. And it didn't help that there was apparently a holster above his bed, which very well he could have had the gun in the holster in the safe, taken it out. So the Crown argued 2 things. 1, he had the pistols in his nightstand. They couldn't prove that. 2, the Crown argued the ammo needed to be locked up. And it was an argument of proximity, saying that his house was too small for the ammo not to be locked up. If he had a bigger house and the ammo was somewhere else, then it would have been fine. The judge ruled that no, that doesn't make any sense. The argument of proximity makes no sense. The judge ruled that the law says the gun must not be readily accessible to ammo unless the ammo is stored with the gun in the safe. The judge ruled that that means that you must show clear intent to get the gun and get the ammo. So all that basically means is you put a barrier between the gun and the ammo. So you have a safe, put the ammo wherever the fuck you want. The gun's in the safe. It is separate from the ammunition. It is not readily accessible to the ammo because you don't have to break into the safe to get at it. If you have ammo in the safe, that's fine because the law actually says you can keep ammo with your gun as long as it's in a safe.
And not in the gun.
And not in the gun. The gun has to be unloaded. But a lot of people, and there was actually apparently 2 case laws about this. Someone in Vancouver, I think, had the same thing. I don't remember exactly what case, but apparently some guy got robbed. He had a loaded pistol mag in a pistol safe next to his pistol, loaded it up, shot the guy who was trying to rob him. They ruled it was completely fine, completely legal storage of ammo. So you can load a magazine for your pistol, keep it next to the pistol in the safe, just not in the pistol. That is legal because the gun and the ammo are in a safe designed for the storage of firearms.
I'm gonna give you an interesting situation. What if I put a side saddle on this and keep it loaded?
Technically, the magazine is not loaded. The rounds are not in the firearm. So it's technically not a loaded firearm because in the side saddle.
Isn't it then readily available because it's on the gun?
Yes, but if it's in the safe, it doesn't matter. There was someone who got in shit for doing that when he had it in his closet. But if you have it in a safe, it's readily available, but it's in a safe, so it's allowed to be readily available.
Yeah, but what if my closet door is really a bitch to get open? It's easier to get my safe open than my closet door.
Then you should buy a better safe. Is the thing there, or keep the safe in the closet.
Bart, do you love our gun laws yet?
That's where it comes into some debate here, is what constitutes a room that is designed for the storage of firearms. Adriel just mentioned there about putting a padlock on his fucking workroom there. Does that constitute a room that is designed for the storage of firearms? I don't know, and the only person who probably would be the CFO, and of course every province's CFO is going to have their own fucking interpretation.
You have to get sued for it.
Yeah, basically
you got to get sued for it, take it to law.
Yeah, you have to be charged for it and take it to court and prove it first, unless you basically get a written statement from the CFO proving that this is a room designed.
And a lot of the time, in cases where precedent is going to be set, the Crown drops the charges so that there isn't.
The Crown drops the charges, or they don't pursue it past a provincial level, because precedent set at a national level is far more important than precedent set at a provincial level. Judges from different provinces are not required to follow precedent set in another province. Oftentimes they will if it's a sensible decision. So, for example, if someone in Alberta were to finally sue the CFO about not issuing restricted licenses if you're not a member of a gun club, you could point to the precedent set in Ontario if you can ever find whatever fucking court case set the precedent. But since it didn't go to a national level, it's not set at the Supreme Court across the whole country, which would mean that in every single province you need to sue the CFO in every single province to be able to do it, and a lot of people don't have that kind of money. They spend it on guns instead. And no one who's rich enough to bother cares about firearms, apparently.
Well, there's some guys out there. It's time consuming too, though.
Or they have enough money that they have enough land that they don't give a fuck and just do whatever they want.
Yeah, basically they have enough money that no one's going to charge them anyway.
From an outside perspective, a lot of the stuff that you guys seem to be complaining about here is like the laws that we have here that are on the books, but nobody ever gets charged with and nobody gives a shit about, because unless you're fucking up in the first place where you get arrested by the cops, there's no one that's ever going to find out about it. You know?
Yeah, I've never been pulled over with guns in my car, and I've got.
I did.
I go to the range a lot.
Yeah.
I've never been pulled over, period.
I got pulled over with guns in my car when it was my 19th birthday. I was going to Silverdale for my birthday shoot, and a cop pulls me over in a speed trap on East Mall getting off the 427. I was so worried he was going to ask me to pull out all the paperwork and all the shit for everything I had in the back of the car. You could see, I was in an SUV, you could see the rifles going up behind the driver's seat and the fucking cases there. There's no way he didn't see them. He just didn't ask. And
yeah, well,
unlike
that's the
thing. Unlike in the U.S., where I know some states require if you have a firearm in the vehicle, you have to make that the first declaration you make to the officer is, "Officer, I have a firearm in this vehicle." That's not a requirement in Canada. If they don't ask, you don't have to mention anything, because
That's
no
one of
one
the things
carries
that
in
the
this
instructor
country.
said when I was doing my course is like, the guy doesn't ask, shut the fuck up, don't say anything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he didn't ask, and I was so worried he was going to ask, and I have to prove all this stuff about why they're not locked, and here's my ATT, and why it says this, and why it says that. He just didn't ask. He just handed me a speeding ticket. He just handed me a speeding ticket and said, "Go a bit slower next time," and I'm like, "Oh shit, not what I expected for a birthday present, but hey."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I did the course, the instructor said, what was it he said? He basically said, if a cop pulls you over, don't say, "Hi, officer, you want to hear about the guns in the back." You don't mention it at all. You just say, "Hi, officer," and continue, and if they don't ask, you don't tell them about it. Simple as that.
No, you're actually supposed to, when they approach the car, you're supposed to yell out the window, "I've got a gun! I got a gun in here!"
My brother... You want to hear something? Actually, I'll wait until Bartman gets back, but my brother got pulled over for technically running a red light a while ago, and he did something kind of stupid that I nearly punched him for, but I'll tell him, I'll say when the American gets back, because I feel like he gets shot for it in the United States.
Huh.
But what was I going to say? What other major topics do we do?
What?
You like my hairdo?
I love your hairdo.
Oh, well,
Thank
since this
you.
doesn't concern the American,
Very
you were
pretty.
wondering, how do you disassemble a break barrel firearm?
Right, yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Here is one break barrel
One
firearm.
here, too.
I try, Crover, I appreciate it, thank you.
Most break barrel firearms operate on the same principle. The forestock has some way of detaching it, and on most of them, it's this like lever thing right.
In
right here.
mine, it's a push button at the front of the hand.
And on others, they'll have a push button where this lever is instead. Stoger is very common for doing that. So what you do is you basically pull the lever down. You can see, I'll give you a demonstration of how to pull the lever here so you can see it. You get your finger in to this groove here, and then just pull the lever forward, and you can see it comes forward. Then it comes off the gun. Then
There's also
you go-
some fancy ones that have a spring-loaded lever sticking out of the forend that, with spring tension, snaps into place.
Yep, diddle the thing, forend comes off.
Then
Basically, that's
you
it.
just
Diddle the
basi-
thing, forend comes
This
off.
gun breaks like this. Some other guns will have a push lever up here to break it. Then
Like
you
this
break the
guy.
gun. Yep, you break the gun and you pull it, and the barrel will just come right off. And
Sweet.
that's how you disassemble a break barrel firearm like that. And as I was mentioning last time to you on the after show last week, you wanted to know specifically for a bical, what the fuck was this one here? NX with a line through the middle, 18M.
That exact one, yes.
It's I don't know if you can even
Yeah.
see it on the camera here. It's some Russian bullshit says made in USSR. You're wanting to know A, how to date it, and B, where all the other shit was for it. Baikal guns are all stamped right here on the bottom of the barrel. So the best I can assume for this one is it's 1987 because that's the last 2 digits of the serial number. 18.2 megapascals of pressure. No, 65 megapascals. What the fuck is 18.2 then? I don't know. Some other shit. And fixed full choke because it says F10 on there, so that's fixed full choke. And this Baikal guns, a lot of European, Turkish guns, they're marked in metric, not imperial. So metric would be 3-inch, 2 3/4, whatever. Imperial will be 12 by 70, 12 by 76, or 12 by 89. 12 by 70 is 2 3/4. 12 by 76 is 3-inch, and 12 by 89 is 3.5-inch, and that's millimeters rather than inches. So I did not know what this gun took because I didn't know about this information when I shot it the one time. So I bought some 3-inch shells, and I figured, if the gun's 2 3/4 chamber, it won't fit a 3-inch shell. No, it does.
Oh God, it will.
And, So I put 2 3-inch rounds through this thing, and the forestock came off while I was shooting. Like literally, just I was holding onto it. Here's the forestock. Here's where the barrel is now. So that problem happens all the time now with this gun. Every time I shoot it, the forestock comes off.
You wiggle something,
read the
lose
gun.
or broke something.
If it doesn't say it's for 3-inch, don't shoot 3-inch out of it. Because
we learned this in the we learned this in the firearms course when I did it a while ago. One of the things that the instructor was really pointed on was that if you've got a gun that shoots, 2 3/4, for God's sake, don't put a 3-inch shell in it because you could blow it up. So, because he showed like a diagram where it expands.
You might not blow it up, but you're sure bulge the shit out of the barrel sometimes.
Yeah, because like I said, I put 2 rounds through it, and it was when this happened. Literally, I was holding the forestock here and the gun's up here, and I went, "This is not meant to shoot 3-inch shells." Now this happens all the time. I'll be shooting target load. I had a buddy of mine shooting target load with me at Silverdale, and he had the forestock come off and then drop the barrel on the gun too. And of course, there's no forestock. How are you supposed to pick up a barrel you shot fucking 75 rounds of fucking target load through? I had to take I took the written box because I had no glove. Yeah, I had no glove. I
tighten it up, and that'll fix that forend coming off.
What? Sorry.
You can tighten up that lock on the forend, and that'll fix it. I did it with my buddy on his Nork. What are those like? 16,
the Outlaw.
14-inch?
Grizzlies.
Yeah, Outlaws.
Not a Grizzly. Is a 14-inch single break barrel deal.
The backpackers?
Yeah, the backpacker, and the forend was coming off on stiff loads, so like slugs and that kind of thing. And I believe we moved that locking mechanism just a little bit over, re-notched the wood out, moved it over, and it locked up like nice and tight and was not coming off.
Yeah, because I had a gunsmith try and do something with the locking mechanism, and it still didn't help at all. So I was literally debating putting electrical tape on it to hold it in place because I got this gun for free, but the problem is it still looks pretty nice. But yeah, so my buddy, like I was saying, he was shooting trap. He doesn't have a license, so I was standing there right next to him. He breaks the barrel on it with the forend off, and the gun falls on the floor, or the barrel falls on the floor. I'm like, the fuck do? I got no gloves, and this barrel's going to be steaming hot. I take the box of a spent box of target load out of the garbage, rip it up, grab it by the cardboard, grab the barrel with the cardboard wrapped around my hand, and attach it back to the gun like that.
And
the quick thing I was going to mention my brother did was, the Americans got me. Anyway, I'll tell you. So he gets pulled over for technically running a red light because it was amber and he was late to work. So he went through it. Cop pulled him over. He gets out after the cop goes back to his car. He gets out and starts getting shit for work out of his trunk. Like he opens his fucking trunk while the cop's in the car and starts rummaging through the trunk. Now, I've heard a lot of times in the United States people getting shot for that kind of thing because they got a shotgun in the back, right? But he was stupid enough to get out of the fucking car and start getting shit from his trunk. I won't give him too much shit because he's 17 and he hasn't got pulled over before. But man, I thought I was gonna punch him. I was gonna fucking punch him in the face after he told me that. Like, what a fucking idiot, man.
What was he reaching for? What the hell was he digging in the back for?
His fucking work shit. He got like his jacket and steel-toe boots and shit because he was late to work. So I was like, man, what kind of a fucking idiot are you? Like,
I don't get it. So he gets pulled over. He opens the trunk and starts to get ready for work.
Yeah, because he got pulled over and he was late to work already, and he's like, yeah, I was late to work, so I got out and I looked in the trunk and I got my stuff out of it and I just went back in the car and the cop never said anything. And I was like, man, you're stupid.
Yeah, that is a good way to get shot.
Tell me, Bart, man, if you got pulled over by a cop and you started rummaging through your trunk, if you got out and started rummaging through your trunk while he was in the car, would you get shot?
Me?
No.
Well, anybody.
Especially you.
Yeah. Fair enough. I forget the issues that are down there sometimes. But that was an interesting little anecdote that I.
You're not supposed to get out of the car.
You're not supposed to do anything except sit there with your hands on the steering wheel and.
I almost killed him. I said you're lucky. I said you survived the cop. You might not survive me now. Jesus, man. Holy shit.
Don't go saying that. I mean, you got your fucking firearms license application in, eh?
Yeah, well, fair enough.
RCMP have no sense of humor, you know? Like the
Border China. How did you do in your competition?
You know what? If they stopped the competition after, it was 6 stages. If they stopped it after 4, I would have been doing pretty well. Unfortunately, there was 2 more, and the day was long. This was a 3-day competition, 6 stages every day.
Holy shit.
That's too much. I'll never do that again, unless it's like a nationals or provincials or something like that. And so you're on your feet all day, you're working half the day, you're shooting the other half, and it's just too long. My eyes are like going buggy by the end of it. It was just never again. It's an endurance test.
What time did you guys stop?
Well, you get there around 7 and you stop around 5, or in the case of one of my competitions, the end. It was after 7 because of fuck-ups.
Well, that's too much.
Lots of organizational things can go wrong. You know, targets not working, people having to reshoot. I was part of a squad where the guy had to reshoot 3 times. That means he shot the stage 4 times. First time was...
You fucking chuck the gun instead of swapping a mag?
No, the first time...
Why would you reshoot? You either get a dequal or you get a time. I mean...
No, not an IPSC. You get a reshoot. If your gun blows up, which it happened to this guy. Yeah. Barrel sheared in half. It was funny. He went. Bing!
Oh,
what's that
okay.
Coming out of it. We thought it was a squib. It wasn't a squib. So it wasn't his fault. They gave him a chance. Okay, they said, okay, it wasn't your fault. We stopped you. Go. Do you have another gun? Oh yeah, I brought another gun. So he went to get another gun. He got to reshoot that one. Next stage. He had 2 target failures. Not his fault again, right? The stage has to be reshot. Not the shooter's fault. And so he had to shoot that 4 times. By the end of the day, he didn't know if he had enough ammunition to finish the match.
What kind of target failures did you run into?
Target what?
Target failures.
Oh, this is like you know what a max trap is? So basically, okay, you have a paper target. In front of it, you get a no-shoot target.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a penalty of a -10, right? So you shoot an activator, and the activator shows the rear target, and then immediately slaps it shut again.
Oh.
So that's pretty. So you have you get to see it maybe for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, you have to get 2 shots on it. So there's that stuff. There was other normal ones are like, you know, so you hit an activator and you have like a mover, like. You have a barrel here, and it goes like this. You got to shoot that. That's pretty normal. And they had a special one, which was a slider. So
cool.
Bam, 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 bam. So
it's all really cool, but it makes for long setup times, long reset times, and if shit goes wrong, like we believe in KISS at my 3-gun. It's like poppers. We've got one of those guys that does the swingy deal. Only use it on rifle activation, so no pistol. And what else do we got? We're thinking of getting one of those like line things, but I don't know. Like, kind of like
But it sucks because it takes forever to reset, and then like even if somebody breaks that, your match is pretty much over. If somebody shoots your line.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
more
so
mechanical parts, you're looking at more parts to fail, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
if it's simple, then you just there's nothing that can go wrong, or very little.
Yeah, this year we got a bunch of just like straight up flat metal IPSC targets, like IPSC scale AR 500 targets, and they're awesome. You set them up at the range, you can hear if someone's shooting them or not. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's not as cool though. I kind of wish we had some of those swingers and the things that move, and I wish I could go on like a zip line down towards the targets and shooting them on down the zip line. But at the same time, I want to be done by like 4:30. I don't want to be like till 7. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Plus, all those targets cost a shitload of money to buy.
Yeah.
Because like even those 65 or I got like 68% IPSC targets out of AR 500, and they're like $300, for 2 of them, but they last forever.
Yeah. We got a deal on ours, so we got them quite cheap. But there's a lot within Alberta here. There's a ton of oil field supply companies, and they do like metal processing, welding, and that kind of thing. A bunch of those guys have been like blowing out AR 500. They get their hands on this stuff. They water jet cut it. They do like a really nice job, and we get a fantastic deal because the price of oil right now sucks. They don't have anything else to do, and they're pumping out targets now.
Fuck yeah.
Do you have any websites for any of those?
Dude, just buy
No,
buy off Pixis.
someone to cut
Pixis
it.
is selling that.
Just get the steel and get someone to cut it.
That too.
Yeah,
But no,
I get mine from welders. I know welders around here, so I go talk to those guys, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, Pixis in Canada Guns, he's selling a bunch of those targets too.
oh, cool. Well, if you're around BC.
I order a man-sized target from him for like $100.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
6-inch by 6-inch plate of AR 500. It cost me $30-something from Alberta.
Yeah, you can't get the stuff that's like poppers and the stuff that requires a hardware around it, but you can get just the flat out steel cut to a dimension pretty cheap.
Here's
For 1 inch?
What's that part?
No, not 1 inch. 1 inch is way more than that. Yeah. Most of
Mine
guys
was half-inch.
A question. Think about it for a little bit. How much would it cost to make a rifle-rated shooting tree out of AR 500 steel?
Oof. Probably $600-700.
That's what I told my buddy, because that'd be a lot of cutting, a lot of pieces, a lot of. I mean, the fucking tree has to be made out of the same stuff too.
Like at least, because that's what I was saying. Like everything I get all my steel from geologists, and it's all 1 inch because it all has to be 50 BMG rigs. I'm not gonna screw with it.
Yeah.
And like the 68 IPSC target was damn near $300. So yeah, the 1 inch is super more expensive.
It's probably so heavy too.
Oh yeah, that one target probably weighs. I think it weighs damn near 60 pounds. Like my postal lady, I'm gonna give her like a $40 Amazon card because she actually brings it to my house. I'm like, leave that shit at the post office. I'll come get it myself. And she's just this little lady, and she lugs that shit all the way up to my. Oh, I feel bad for her.
You are far kinder to your postman than I am. I keep getting packages after packages. I'm about to get like one of those GP11 bricks for my K31 in the mail. That thing I was looking at, it says it's like I think like 32 pounds.
Oh, that's not bad. I got like 3,000 rounds from Canada Ammo, all packaged together. 3,000 rounds of 223. So it's not that heavy, but it's still like 3,000 rounds is a small package. It's dense.
Dense, yeah.
When I got my 7.62x54 from Canada Ammo, the guy was like, "Oh my God, this weighs a ton. What's in here?" My dad was like, "Oh, it's tiles. We're redoing the kitchen."
That's a good answer. I gotta use that.
So, how do you guys find your post office workers? Like I mean, like your delivery guys. Like, do they leave stuff on the porch much, or like?
If
Bart,
it's not a gun,
how is
I
the
can
U.S.
set to my
Postal
work.
Service, Bart?
Sorry, what?
Like for me, because they usually just leave it on my porch, but I live in a small town. I mean, there's no crime here, and plus I'm a stay-at-home dad, so whenever they come here, I'm always here usually. So I just hunt for my stuff.
That's key.
You can't ship firearms or ammo USPS, right?
Yeah, technically you can't ship any firearms. You're not even supposed to bring a gun in the office. But
building.
you can still ship like that that upper for my Lage pest ship that me to the post office. I mean, yeah, you can ship gun parts. It's just you can't ship the firearm part.
One of the I find it so convenient about Canada just being able to get a gun in the mail. I love it. It's like
I got this thing in the mail today. That's
My SVT-40 came in the mail. My Howa came in the mail. My Browning 911 came in the
how did
mail.
you get your SVT? Was it put together or was it stuck off?
No, it was all
Together.
together. I've never heard of
That's
it.
a big fucking box for the
That's,
SVT. That thing is long.
So as you guys know, I haven't got my PAL yet, but I ordered a flagpole a while ago in the mail, and it was in a very gun size / gun safe package, and they left it on the front patio at my house in like the middle of the city. So yeah,
I've had.
Sorry, what constitutes the city for
brick-
you and what constitutes the city for me are two very different things.
Yeah. I've had
Sorry,
I've
you're
had
saying
UPS
again?
leave a brick of ammo on the front porch of my building. Not even inside of the fucking building and inside in the hallway. No, it was like the entrance of my building. There is a brick that says Cabela's on the side.
That's why you have insurance, though, too.
No, it's UPS. They're the absolute worst.
That's
Yes,
a violation of the law, though. Ammo and guns require signature on delivery.
Oh, they just lied.
Yes, they do. Every single one of those fucking packages from UPS requires signature, and I can tell you the times in my fucking hand that I've gotten the fucking signature on their stupid little pad.
Yeah, with me, when I got my SVT, it came to the house. My parents wanted to pick it up. My Howa, either my parents were at home or they didn't even bother trying to ship it. They just left it at the post office. My Browning, because it was cash on delivery, they actually, I flagged down the delivery guy because he was doing down the road, and I said, hey, I got this delivery notice here. If you got it, I can pay for it right now.
Gun cash on delivery.
Yes, I had
How
Browning.
retarded were they?
I had Browning Canada do cash on delivery a gun to my house. And I flagged down the postal guy. I'm like, hey, you gave me an attempted delivery notice here. I can pay for this right now if you want. He's like, oh, no. It's too valuable. We left it at the station. It should be there in about an hour and a half. So I go take a nap, wake up, head down there, pick the gun up, pay cash at the post office, pick it up, bring it home, go, ooh, look, fancy gun, put it in my safe and head off to work.
I ordered a computer a couple years ago, and UPS shipped it, and they lost it for 3 days in Gander.
They Canada Post lost a shotgun for me once.
Fantastic. Like lost, like you never got it.
Because, and get this, they were like, I don't know where it went. I was looking at the tracking, and I was watching it, and let's say that it left the depot at like 12 at noon. And I was watching it. It's like, it's in the truck, and I'm like sitting there watching the thing. I get home from work at like 10:45, and I look at the tracking page again because I was at work, and it says delivered, and there's a weird ass scribble in the signature thing. I'm like, okay. So I get home, and I was living with a buddy of mine, and he's like, where's my package? And he's like, what package? And that's when I started freaking the fuck out because the signature was just like a line. And so I call Canada Post, like, where's my package? And they're like, it's delivered. Like, where did you deliver this? To the address. What address? Because they couldn't get in contact with the person that had delivered it. It was about 2 days until the package just showed up at my doorstep.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell happened? I called Canada Post, and they're like, your package got delivered today? But the notice says that it was delivered 2 days ago. It's like, yeah, and I want to know what happened between these 2 days. And
The guy took it out at home, finger fucked it, brought it to the range, decided he doesn't
No, I was
like
gonna
it.
say
And
some
decided,
guy in the
okay,
back
fine,
room
fuck
was
it, I'll give
rubbing
it to
his
you.
balls all over it for a couple days.
yeah, and then what ended up happening is that this is the reason they gave me. It's like, apparently, let's say that the postal code was T2T1M1, and apparently the scribble on the M on the second one was closer to an N, and the person got confused, and so they went and they put it in somebody else's house.
Oh, great.
Okay, that's a load of bullshit, because I had my package delivered to my house for my Browning. Said I live in Vaughan, Ontario, which is where I work, so that's a good 20 kilometers from here. had the right postal code, got delivered to my post office right down the hill, even though it said Vaughan, Ontario, which is a different fucking city. So
Yeah,
that's a
so
crock of shit.
I don't know. I was really confused and really spooked, and I actually filed a police report the second that that package was delivered, but the package wasn't home.
Well, that's a good thing to do there. I mean, it's a fucking gun. If it doesn't show up, you don't want it coming onto you. It's like, I don't have this.
Yeah.
I want people to know I don't have this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ship all my guns to my home, but ammo and all that kind of stuff, ship it to work, because there's always someone to receive it, right?
Yeah.
I get a lot of car parts at work.
The only thing I've had, I had them leave my paintball gun on my front porch, and I had them leave, I ordered some books from Amazon. They got left on my front porch. I didn't check tracking until midnight that night and realized the books had been sitting there for 6 fucking hours, the whole fucking day at least, or like 6 or 12 hours, because I went out at midnight and the books were cold, which means they'd been out there for, it was like Christmas time or something.
Oh.
Books were cold, so they'd been out there for a long time, and I'm like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I live in not too shitty of a neighborhood.
I was gonna say, where do you live where you actually worry about people stealing your packages off your front lawn?
Okay,
I've never had to worry about that ever, and I've lived in some pretty shitty neighborhoods.
I live in the biggest city in the country, but I always like to joke I live between 3 ghettos and a really fancy golf course.
Yeah,
there's
but like
a ghetto,
the biggest city in Canada, that's like what, like
2.7 million people. It's the 4th biggest city in North America, actually. Toronto is a very big city.
Yeah, buddy. Toronto is huge.
Toronto's bigger than Chicago.
There's no way it's the 4th biggest city in North America.
It's bigger than Chicago. Now. You know, it goes Mexico City, New York, Los Angeles, Toronto. Then Chicago.
Way.
Chicago's number
Toronto
5.
has 2.615 million.
It might not be in population, Bart, but it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Oh, and population too, yeah. But yeah, like I always joke I live in a nice neighborhood between 3 ghettos and a fancy country club. And it's pretty much true. I mean, I can remember at least 3 shootings that have happened 4 blocks from here.
The greater Toronto area is 6 million.
Yeah, GTA is 6 million. That's Mississauga, Brampton, Oakville, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Oshawa, maybe Pickering sometimes.
There is a reason that I have an utter disdain for UPS was because I was waiting on a package from them one day, and I was looking at the tracking, and it said it was in the truck, and I was literally standing in front of the window looking at the street, and I'm looking at the tracking, and it says, tracking coming, it's in the truck, it's on the way, and I see the truck drive slowly in front of my building, slow down a little bit, and speed away. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at the tracking like 10 minutes later when it updates, attempted delivery.
Same problem with Purelator.
Next time I would have fucking taken a camera out and recorded it happening and sent it up, not just up to UPS, I would send it on the fucking internet, post it online.
Yeah,
like,
no, I call it UPS, it's like,
looks like,
why does this say attempted delivery? I was like, oh, I just called the driver, he said he couldn't find your apartment number. And I was like, get that asshole to turn around and drive back straight home. And like an hour later, the guy came back and delivered the package. I despise UPS.
The same thing happened to a buddy of mine. He ordered a graphics card for his computer. His computer was the only thing left he needed to have, like, you know, in his computer for it to work. Ordered the graphics card. The day it was supposed to get delivered, he's literally sitting on the front lawn. Like, he was on the front lawn for most of the day because he was really excited and he had something to do anyway. But he's sitting on the front lawn, watches the Purelator truck drive straight by his house, doesn't slow down, doesn't stop, nothing. He calls Purelator and says, can I come down and get that from you guys at your depot? And then they said, no, you'll have to pick it up on Monday. I'm sorry, on Tuesday, because this was a long weekend. Friday on a long weekend. You're going to have to pick it up on Tuesday because the delivery driver's not going to be back till we're closed. And then they said, and then he said, well, I mean, is there any way you can get him to turn around? Like, he just drove by my house and like, no, you're going to pick it up on Tuesday. So he had to wait 3 extra days because the idiot couldn't even, like, stop and yell at him. Like, hey, is this your graphics card? Like, you know.
This is why I remember when I built my computer, I literally decided I'm going to build a computer today. Drove out to Mississauga, picked up some parts of Mississauga, then I'm like, shit, you don't have all the shit I need. I got to get to Canada Computers in the north ass end of Vaughan, and they close in half an hour. Can I get there? And the guy's like, if you try, maybe. And of course, one salesman's like, oh, but we have this, and the other salesman's like, no, 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 guy, listen. He knows what he wants in his computer, and I'm like, thank you. Exactly. So I race my ass up to fucking the north ass end of Vaughan, get there 5 minutes before the store closes, buy the parts of Canada computers, get back to my car, and realize I left the door open the whole fucking time. Then I drive to Tiger Direct in Vaughan.
Did you get a little note in your car there that said, thanks for the F-Shack, Dirty Mike and the boys?
No, I drive basically at that point, I was driving a luxury police car, basically. You know how all the cops drive a Crown Victoria? I had a Mercury Grand Marquis, which is a luxury Crown Victoria, basically. So, I don't know, but, like, no one touched it. I literally opened my trunk and went, okay, good, everything's still in here. Closed it up and drove to Tiger Direct, and when I was at Tiger Direct, which have all closed down in Canada now, I was like, hey, can I price match this motherboard? And they're like, we can't find that here, but hey, look, I found it even cheaper somewhere else, so credit to them. But, like, I literally just decided one day, hopped in my fucking car and raced all the way around the GTA to buy parts for my computer, but, like...
That's fun, though. That's always fun.
It's because Newegg is too expensive, honestly. Newegg in Canada is not cheap for parts. And when I can get them all locally, I'd rather hop in the car one evening and just suddenly go spend $2,000 than buy it all on Newegg and wait.
$2,000 on a computer? Holy shit, what are you putting there? Fucking dual 980s?
Actually, no, I got a quad-core i7 of some fucking sort, 16 gigs RAM, a 2 terabyte fucking hard drive, and a 770. I built this about 2 years ago. Literally, I got back from vacation in Berlin and went, oh my god, I paid off my tuition, I went on vacation, I have too much money.
Berlin's beautiful.
I'm gonna buy a computer.
I love that too.
But well, I mean, like all things considered, though, I mean, our delivery can suck here in Canada, but we can get guns delivered to our door. We can get guns, ammo, and I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it used to be you ordered something and it would be 6 to 8 week delivery, and now we can order. Like I can order something from Brownells, I can have it here in next week.
Yeah. Mail order shit has just progressed so much. I remember like the first gun thing I was bought, it's like mail order catalog. You'd like tore out the little thing in the middle of the catalog and like write down like the SKU number and then how much it costs, how many of each one you wanted. Then you had to tally up down the bottom, put the tax in there, throw your check in there, and mail that shit off.
Okay, I'm sorry. That sounds like when I order the shit from Browning Direct. I'm a 21st century kid here. I've never had to worry about mail ordering anything. Like, everything I've done has just been online, and it ships, like, within a week.
Yeah, I once ordered some small motor gears. This was, like, 15 years ago, and it took about 3 months to come from Florida.
Corver, 15 years ago, I was 4 years old. How does it make you feel old?
Oh. It does. Fuck you.
I math here to find out how old I was 15 years ago, but it's not very old. I was like 7 or some shit.
Well, we got our music by subscription back in the day too. But what's our next gun topic, anyways?
Well, we're nearing the 2-hour mark, so I think we just wrap it up because honestly, the only thing that we have left to talk about is the top post of the week of Canada Guns, and that consists of
shit posts.
The SIG being a little too overly optimistic about MPX being suppressor ready, not in Canada.
Oh, I don't even know how to say his name, but MRW.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He ran into some issues with this. So he was using snap cops. I don't know, like okay, so his lug locked up hard on it. I don't know if that's because he ran a Snapcat or because he just never fired it. I told him, he asked me about it before, and I said, take it out and shoot it. Take it out and shoot it. Take it out and shoot it. And he didn't. He's been running Snapcaps. It locked up hard on him. I don't know if that's because that lug locked up or because it just needed to be ran.
Well, that just adds on to the probable reasons why wholesale just completely dropped them.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, like wholesale dropped them for a reason. Like they weren't supporting those things very well.
Yeah, Bart, Wholesale Sports, which is like, I don't know, Dick's or something else here in Canada. They had a line of Turkish shotguns called Partis, and they had everything. They had break action over-unders, different lengths, different calibers, different gauges, pump actions, semi-autos, mag-fed, tube-fed, zip tie fed, and they just one day 50% off every single gun. Get them out of the store.
Yeah.
And literally everybody in Canada Guns creamed their
Who got
pants
one?
and collectively
I do.
bought hundreds of those guns.
I would have bought one, but
They still have
five
some of them on
problems.
sale, and I'm still
No,
debating.
Adriel, how many Partis guns did you end up buying?
5.
Yeah. So
I'll give you a bottle of
all
Sobieski for one. Can I have it?
They all work. There's nothing wrong with any of them. He was saying his
Wait, no. You don't get to say that. What about the that feature, the self-ejecting charging handle?
If
That
I
was
had
the
left the
best.
bolt handle in, it would probably still be in there because I had to use a fucking tool to wrench that shit out. But when I did, I think I bent the stupid thing and it didn't go back in properly, right? But
So
feature.
yeah, these guns, Bart, are from what we keep hearing and what we keep finding out, they're Turkish clones of or off-brand clones of other models. Because Hunting just found out that one of those Partis SL or SS or whichever one it was, it's a Weatherby clone, isn't it?
yeah, the PA or
PA
SA 08. 08.
08 probably is that 12 gauge pump.
Yeah.
So I won one of those at like a Pheasants Forever here. I had one for a while.
No, sorry, not a pump. It's a semi, and that semi is in turn a take on or a clone of a Beretta 300 series. So
Yeah, that probably the SA, whatever you said it was.
SA08. Yeah. So I've actually got someone sending me an SA08 piston that's designed for heavy loads because the piston, there's nothing to it. It's just this little sleeve, and if you they're designed to run light loads and heavy 3-inch. You can't possibly run both of those without one not cycling the action and the other not beating the hell out of the action. You gotta pick one or the other. So he's sending me one of the ones that'll handle heavy. Anyways,
Yeah, my Partis was a brake action over under, and it ran great. It's the finish is good looking, but there's chips all over it. And after I shot it once, I cleaned it by wiping some oily rag on the action and all the metal parts, and it rusted. So there was a reason. I mean, there you go. That's another reason why those guns got blown off, half off, because they just
half off. They're fucking cheap though.
Yeah, like
$220 for a semi-auto shotgun. Hook me up. Well, I mean,
220 Canadian dollars for a semi-auto shotgun, Bart.
20?
220.
Oh, 220. Yeah,
Yeah.
still, that's cheap as shit. That's like $150.
Yep. We just dropped there.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Crazy shit crashed. But with that, what else is left on?
We got Canadian Tire is Traders Come.
Canadian Tire is Traders Come because
Wonderful.
somebody saw in a Canadian Tire here one of those Mossberg Plinksters with the American flag wrapped around it. And honestly, that's about it. We'll leave the Commissioner firearm report for next week because that's a big topic.
Just one bit of news. The Canadian National IPSC Championship will be in Calgary next year,
Ooh.
July 23rd.
Sweet.
So book your time, do your black badge, show up.
And
I
yeah.
don't know. I gotta drive like 3 hours to get there. That's
Oh,
really
fuck
far.
off. That's a 2.5-hour drive if you're heavy on the gas.
Listen, Adriel, I got to drive a little bit further for that, so you know.
Yeah, you got some
Yeah.
cool stuff out there though, like the Restigouche Gun Club. On my other radio podcast thing, Slamfire. Those guys talk about that gun range, and it's fucking off the hook. Like I'd rather
is
to the Restigouche in New Brunswick.
Yeah, that's a little ways away from me still. I'm in Newfoundland.
Your provinces are small over there.
Oh yeah. Oh, very.
And speaking about small provinces, I don't know how to segue out of here. So let's just call it a day. Good night, everybody.
There we go.
See you next week.